Alright, welcome to the fourth and final part of exploring Old Colony lines. This is the final part for this specific portion of the project. I still have the stations located along active lines that I will be doing. I just need 2 weekdays and a weekend to get those done where I'm not working and the temps are at least 45 degrees and preferably dry. But anyway, we're going to be exploring a couple spots along the Lowell Line, or near the Lowell Line rather, and then we're going to be looking at places that are along active freight lines, mainly, that will be north of the Lowell Line and north of the Newburyport Line where the MBTA used to service. Alright, so here's our first stop. This used to be, we're going to start here at Cross Street. There used to be a branch off of the Lowell Line called the Woburn Branch. Had 2 stations, Cross Street and Woburn. Now Woburn is the Anderson RTC, but it's in a different location than where the old one used to be located. But right here is where the station of Cross Street used to be. There's not terribly a lot of indication of anything that used to be here, but we do have this dirt path over there and clearing through the trees, so it's possible this is where the tracks used to be. Alright, here's where Woburn used to be located. This is the Woburn District Court. The station itself used to be located right out here. There is no signs of it at all. It's been completely built over and changed. So here's the building for the Woburn District Court, where the end of the Woburn Branch off the Lowell Line used to be located. And now we will be continuing north into New Hampshire, where the Lowell Line used to extend and be serviced by the MBTA. Alright, so beginning north of Lowell, in North Chelmsford, still in Massachusetts. The border of New Hampshire is actually right across this river over here that I'll show in a second. So, here's the tracks. Still actively used by freight lines. The body of water right there is what separates New Hampshire from Massachusetts. I believe that's the Merrimack River, but I'll have to take a look at my map here. Yep, Merrimack River. So New Hampshire's right over there on the other side. Tracks split right here, and this is what was used as the MBTA branch. Continues along the Merrimack River for the most part. And the station used to be located right here, in between these 2 tracks here, behind this signal. Signal's kind of worse for the wear. I don't even know if it still works. Alright, we are now in New Hampshire. This is Nashua. The rest of the stations we visit in this part will be in New Hampshire. Here we have a split junction with railroad crossings going through the road here. One to my right and one to my left. Looks like they are still actively used by freight. I believe the entire line will be similar to that. And over here is where the Nashua train station used to be located. And this parking lot, I assume, would have been used for parking. And the curve right here, this is the track that will continue north along the old extension of the Lowell Line. And the one that is over there is likely just another branch for freight. Right here is the Merrimack station. The old platform is still here. The old station building is also still here. Splits off into 2 tracks over here. Only one is still used, and there's a third one on the side here that has been completely decommissioned with another split. So there used to be a lot more action going on here. building is now owned by a machining company. Here is where the Manchester station used to be located. Got a railroad crossing here. There's actually several of them. No sign of the platform itself, but we have some old tracks on the side. More explorers and pedestrians walking on them. And there even seems to be some kind of an old mill over here that may have been used for freight purposes at some point. Alright, and here's the end of the Lowell Line where it used to go. This is Concord. Very old tracks still go through here. Looks like they're kept up with enough to still be used by freight. We have a shopping plaza here that used to be where the terminal may have been. It's quite large, so definitely not the whole thing was here before. But yep, so that's the end of the Lowell Line, Concord, New Hampshire. Going to be heading over to the east now to look at the extension that used to be part of the Newburyport Line. Alright, so here we are at the tail end of the Newburyport extension that used to exist for the MBTA. This is Portsmouth, New Hampshire. This is where the station used to be. And now it is currently an active freight area, including a yard right here. Alright, here we are in North Hampton. The station itself used to be located down here. There's a lot of signage saying no trespassing, security cameras in use, so you must have used to have been some kind of museum at one point, but now it looks like it might just be someone's house and property, so I'm gonna respect the rules. I'm gonna stay up here. But we can see there are some railroad ties down there where the tracks used to be, very clearly the path where the train used to go through. And that building right there is what is the original, where the station itself used to be. Right there, there's the platform. And it's been upgraded and remodeled to be a home. And it must have been a museum at some point because there was a Boston and Maine Railroad depot on Google Maps, but I'm not taking any chances of trespassing on someone's property and home, so I'm just gonna leave it at that and get the view from here. Alright, and here's our final stop of the day. This is Hampton, New Hampshire. Here's where the old station used to be located, right behind this new shopping plaza that's been installed. Tracks have been taken away. You can see some of the old railroad ties right here. I believe that's what those are. You can easily see where the train tracks used to go through. And the platform still here. Still intact for the most part. Just no more tracks. And after this would have been Newburyport over the Massachusetts border, which is now the end of the line for the MBTA. And that concludes the final part of this specific project. I'll try to get to doing the rest of the abandoned stations that I could find that are currently located along active lines and make a video of that. Just gotta hope I have enough time, and I need some weekdays off work with temperatures over 45 degrees so the camera doesn't die from the cold. So stay tuned, and if I get to it, I get to it. Hopefully I do.